about Dallas and make it hurt.
What's going on? What's going on today? I guess I need to put my hat on because, see, I don't want nobody mistaking where I stand. Even on a day like this, Super Bowl Eve, if you want to call it that. Make no mistake about it, 24/7, 7 days a week, forever, the star will be represented. I am a Dallas Cowboy fan. Welcome, everybody. Once again, it's Saturday. It's 3 o'clock my time, 4 o'clock some of your time, 1 o'clock some of your time, whatever time it is. Welcome to the Big Time Show podcast that is being seen and heard live right now on the air on the NGBN.TV network. Also on my personal Facebook page is the Big Time Show page, Facebook page, as well as the Big Time Show YouTube page as well. It is also being seen on the Big Time Show Twitter page and on Twitch as we speak, and to wherever you may share it. I hope that some of you guys will do me the honor of sharing the show today on your personal page. It would be nice, man. Listen. Welcome to everybody here on this day. Great day, any day that is with you and I alive. That's called a good day. No matter what our problems may be, no matter what our situations may be, no matter what mountains we have to cross, at least we are breathing and here to deal with it, which means that we're breathing, we have a chance to get things together. So welcome everybody to the show. Now, we already know what time it is. I'm here to talk Dallas Cowboy stuff, but I would be wrong if I started the show off with the game at hand, because my Cowboys are at home like I am watching. I'm still irritated. I'm still ticked off a little bit by what the Cowboys did in their playoff game against Green Bay. But sooner or later, I got to get over it, I guess. In the meantime, we all know what tomorrow is, Super Bowl 58. Tomorrow night, as the Kansas City Chiefs try to repeat. They try to repeat. They are the defending world champions. They have a chance, of course, to make history. Not too many teams go back-to-back. And, of course, their opponents will be, of course, the San Francisco 49ers, the NFC champions. Super, super big game tomorrow night. Somebody is going to be extremely happy, and then somebody is going to be extremely sad tomorrow night. And I usually don't get involved with cheering for other teams, because that's just how I am. I'm I'm not a bandwagon type of guy. I'm not a bandwagon type dude. Once my team go out, I'm done. I'll still watch games, of course, because I love football. But I'm not cheering for either one. But I gotta be clear, y'all, because you see, if you've been following my show for a long period of time, been in it for about 3 years now, you know what I hope happens, don't you? And I know I got some new viewers on here that don't understand. So I'm 51 years old. Birthday was last Monday. Let me go ahead and tell you right now that I have a personal disdain for the San Francisco 49ers. I'm 51, so that means I've seen all the pain and agony that the San Francisco 49ers have put on my organization. And that goes all the way back beginning in 1981 when Dwight Clark made the catch. The man ain't never jumped so high in his life. He ain't had that high since he made that play. Y'all remember the play, the catch is what they call it, against Everson Walls in San Francisco, which began the 49ers run. That was their first Super Bowl that year. I've had a problem with them ever since. So no, I don't like Jerry Rice. I don't like Steve Young. I don't like Joe Montana. I don't like Ronnie Lott. I don't like John Taylor. I don't like Ricky Waters. I don't like Roger Craig. I don't like none of them. I don't like Bill Walsh. I don't like George Seifert. I don't like this year's 49ers, last year's 49ers. I don't like their cheerleaders. I don't like the parking lot security. I don't like the people that serve the popcorn. I don't like nothing about the San Francisco 49ers. I don't like them. Just as they don't like us. So if I was cheering tomorrow, and I guess really I am, the last thing that I need is to deal with 49er fans that are personally that I know. I do not want to hear their mouths for a whole year, or really until this time next year. So no, I don't want the 49ers to win. If they do, they just do. They have been probably one of the two best teams in the season for this season. Hey, I'm sorry, I see a super chat. Terry, what's going on? Terry says, I like Zimmer as a 1-year hire. Next coaching staff must be younger, no more retreads. I ain't got to all that yet, but appreciate that. I will get to Mike Zimmer in a little bit, but my first segment is the Super Bowl. I want the Chiefs to win. Ric Flair said it best. And this really don't make no difference to who's in the Super Bowl. It's really simple. To be the man, you have to beat the man. And Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs are the men. Just when you thought that they were not going to get there again, they went on the road this time and beat everybody. And they are once again in the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes is there again. Seems to be the Super Bowl is turning into almost the Kansas City Chiefs Invitational Bowl. That's what it's turning into. They're there every year just about. And Patrick Mahomes is standing in the way of a lot of teams getting rings on their finger. I hope he does it again. To be perfectly honest with you, there's a rumor out also that is saying that this may very well be Andy Reid's last game. I've been hearing that a lot this week. So it's really I'm quite sure the Chiefs will be playing. You know, it's the Super Bowl. They're gonna play hard anyway. But really, if that is added to it, the Chiefs will be ready to go. The 49ers, they say, are ready to go. So you expect it to be a big game, a real good game tomorrow. Both teams are lethal. Even though I don't like the 49ers, does not mean I'm not going to give them credit where they deserve it. They are a very, 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 very good football team. They've been the best team in the NFC this whole year. No question about it. So, in essence, they're really in the right place. And that's the Super Bowl. They've been the best in the NFC. They should be there, and they are there. They had home field advantage. They did it. They're there. So I can't take nothing from them at all. Even Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy has been solid. Can't take nothing from them. They're in the Super Bowl. Anybody else talking from the NFC should not be saying absolutely nothing. The 49ers are in the Super Bowl. Our teams are not. It's so, it is what it is. I hate to say that, but it is. It sickens me. Y'all just don't understand. Y'all don't understand. It sickens me to say that the 49ers are the best team in the NFC. It sickens me that I got to watch them. It sickens me to see their name in the end zone. It sickens me. It really does. I don't like the Steelers, and I don't like the 49ers, and I don't like the Philadelphia Eagles. So I'm really not vibing right now. I'm not. I can't stand it, y'all. I can't stand it. Let me say hello to everybody that's here right quick before we move to our first break, our first commercial. Listen, then we'll get into some Cowboy content. Terry, what's going on? Dave Bradley, how you doing, sir? The NBGBN network is in the building. Tommy, what's up, man? Ain't seen you in a while. Tommy's here. Shane, my guy, my brother here. Chastity. Chastity's in the building. Hi, Chastity. Appreciate that, Chastity. If you still here, I just saw what you just did. I forgot to put it there, but thank you. James, yeah, man, you old as I am, so we remember. We remember what's going on. Terry, again, Greg, what's going on? As you come in, let me ask you this question, real quick, not a question. Let me make this a request. I need all you guys to do what we do here on the Big Time Show. Go ahead and hit that like button for me. Everybody that's in here now, if you're on Facebook, give me at least 12 likes. If you're on YouTube, hit that heart button at least 12 times. Unfortunately, for those that are watching by NGBN, we don't have the capability for you to, of course, comment or anything like that, but I appreciate your eyes watching. Thank you for popping in on me. What's going on? Hey, Miss Jenna. Yeah, I'm with you. Miss Jenna, one of the hardest working people in the NGBN, where she is. Let me correct that. She is the hardest working person in the network, and I appreciate her. One of the people that are behind the scenes who really doesn't want to be in the spotlight, but she is the MVP of the NGBN network. I see my brother Rubio is just in the building. Rubio, how you doing, sir? I'll give you your compliments in just a second, but make no mistake about it. Call me by my name, Mr. Rubio. Y'all stole my name up there, and I don't like it. AC, Rubio, all y'all. There's only one Big Time. You're looking at him right now. So Showtime, I don't know nothing about that. You understand? Rubio, I don't know anything about Showtime. I'm not Showtime. I'm Big Time. There is no other. You understand? There is no other. I am that guy. There's no question about it. I know y'all laughing, but it is what it is. Now, let me congratulate, and I'll go to break after this. Let me congratulate the NGBN TV network for their outstanding work and coverage of the Super Bowl. Most of you know, because I put it on my page, that the network had Super Bowl coverage. They were on Super Bowl Media Row. They were there in Las Vegas. They were there interviewing people. They interviewed Hall of Famers, Jonathan Ogden, Steve Largent, Rod Woodson. They had guests on the show. I mean, super guests on the show. I wish I was there this week. I will be there in New Orleans next year. Super Bowl's in New Orleans next year. I really want to be there. The CEO of the network is just entered the building. Mr. Ian Hill. Listen, the outstanding work that was done this week put NGBN. We were already on the map, but we're further in on the map even more now because of people like Mr. Hill, Rubio, my partner AC, Miss Jenna, who did the work, and I know it's a whole bunch of other names, Brian, all of these people, man. I know I'm missing some names, but forgive me for that. But listen, what outstanding work was done in Las Vegas, Nevada by this network. We were on almost 16 hours. I mean, from the time the door opened to it almost closed. These people worked their butts off, getting people to interview, doing live shows from there. I got to give these people their flowers. They were outstanding. Whatever superlatives that you will, want to put on these guys. They were awesome. And the network, because of the coverage, has went higher. There were people that were inquiring about the network as far as sponsorship goes. By this time next year, this will seem like nothing, what we did this year. Next year is going to get even greater. And some of you may be asking now, okay, you keep saying NGBN. What is that? Most of you know that I'm affiliated now with them, the NGBN .TV network, which is on Roku, which is on Amazon Fire Stick, which is also can be downloaded on your phone by Android. If you have an Android phone, go to your app store, put in NGBN. You see the symbol there, .TV. Just put that in. You can download it. You can watch it there. Listen, this is revolutionary what's going on. We will be on your iPhones, I believe, very soon. So wherever we can come on the screen, we'll be there. Let me just say it like that. Wherever we can be at, you're going to see all of these great shows. It's an inspiring network. It's more than sports. It's about inspiration. It's about trying, bottom line, to save men's lives. I'm getting ready to show you something real quick for those that may be inquiring about the network. And hopefully this will answer just a few of your questions. Hopefully it will, but if it doesn't, trust me, I will explain to you again. Let's take a pause for this calls right now, and let's talk about the NGBN.TV network.
Any longer. Men are in need of community, brotherhood, and a place to call home. The time is now, and that place is NGBN TV. Powered by men just like you, dedicated to launching a one-of-a-kind streaming TV network for men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. Our goal is to inspire, entertain, celebrate, educate, and support men. The NGBN TV sneak peek is launching January 29th. We need you on this journey with us. Ad rates at NGBN TV will never be this low again. So join our movement on NGBN.TV and contact us today. NGBN TV, a network for men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, coming January 29th.
Well, January 29th is already passed, so we're already in our sneak peek already. Is no longer, I don't think it's sneaky. Anytime you're at the Super Bowl, there's nothing sneaky anymore. We're here. You see what I'm saying? We were sneaking around before, but when you're on a world stage like a Super Bowl event doing press coverage for the event the entire week, you're no longer sneaking. You're out there now. And so I think we probably need to remove that sneak word out of there. We're here now. Ain't nothing sneak about us no more. We here, and I'm just glad to be a part of it. Listen, before I move, this station is about saving men's lives between the ages of 40, 50, 60. You'll be surprised how many people, or men specifically, are committing suicide in that age group. This show, not this show, but the station, this TV station that is sprung up, is really about just giving men an outlet. to where they can relax, hopefully find entertainment, hopefully find inspiration, hopefully find motivation, that they can just make it through their days. You'll be surprised how many men this station has already saved lives already. You've had instances where we were able to help guys who were just about at the end of their rope, where guys were needing help. This network has already blessed in that area already. So hopefully my show can just be a little small clog in the wheel. It may take your mind off a few things. Mental health is so real. Mental health is so important. And as I've said many times before, I didn't need to be on, in the network, but I couldn't turn this one down. This place is outstanding. It's a blessed place, and I'm just glad to be a part of it. All right? Y'all ought to give me some hand clap emojis off that. Y'all, somebody, because I feel like I'm almost about to shout in here, just about to holler. Like I'm just glad to be a part of something that's doing something. You understand? You hate to be wasting time, and I'm definitely not doing that with this network. So y'all keep hanging with us. Download the app. Will you do me a favor? You can watch me just like you're watching me now from everywhere. It makes no difference where you watch me from. I just need you guys to download the app. Download it to your phone if you have an Android. If you have Roku, if you have Amazon, if you have anything, if you have Amazon Fire Stick, Android, those, wherever you can get it. If you're on Facebook, you can go to the NGBN.TV network and like the page and follow us there as well. You can go there. Just download. We just need your support. We need many eyes as we can to do this. And one last thing about it. This network, y'all, is just not a run-in-the-mill type thing. This network is 24 hours. Do y'all hear what I just said? We have over 50 people in there, more to come. We got way more many people. We're able to stay on the air 24 hours a day. That means my show can be seen at any time. I got another show that's about to pop up on the network as well, Seeking Clear Thoughts podcast, where I go from big time to, of course, Bishop Brooks, going to my religious side or spiritual side, where I'll just be trying to motivate that way as well. And I'll tell you more about that a little bit later. But 24 hours a day, I have on the network, and once you download it, you'll be able to punch my show in at any time. It's an on-demand channel. Now, you can watch me at any time. Every show that is on the network has an on-demand channel that you can watch their shows every single time. Isn't that incredible? I'm going to start bringing some of these people that I keep talking about on my show, so you can get acquainted with them, and then you can support them as well, all right? Now, let's get to the Dallas Cowboys. Big news. Well, let me set it up first. First of all, here's my initial thought. It's finna get crazy now. It's finna get crazy. It is. Yeah, it's about to get crazy. Y'all ain't gotta keep laughing. Just shut up. Thank you. Listen, Cowboy fan, y'all, we need to calm down. Let's just start there. Calm down. Chill out. Relax. Sit down somewhere. Stop stressing out. Because we are now moving with every wind that blow now. Every wind that blow. The Dallas Cowboys fans, hey, Coach, my brother, Coach Marv in the building. We need to find, and I know we still hurting, I get it, right? But the Cowboy fans, we got to start settling down. Because you're not set because of your lack of settling down. You become even more frustrated. And we already, some of us are still shaking by the end of the season. I get it. But we need to calm down. You guys, we heard Rex Ryan name. At first, we were calling out Mike Zimmer name. I believe he was the popular choice with most Cowboy fans to take over the defensive coordinator job. But then, just like the wind, it blowed and y'all blowed into the direction of Rex Ryan. I saw folks who said, well, Mike Zimmer ain't coached in 2 years or 3 years, whatever it was. He hadn't coached in 2 or 3 years, but yet when the wind blew to Rex Ryan ain't coached in 10 years. You folks were saying, look, Zimmer may be a little bit too behind. He may be too behind and ain't coached in a while. The game may have passed him by. Well, if you saying that about Mike Zimmer, what do you feel about Rex Ryan? He ain't coached in 10. But Cowboy fans wanted to get Rex Ryan in the building. I don't even think that he interviewed, yes. But I think today, Cowboy fans, let's calm down just a little bit. See, that's what my show is for. Therapeutic type mess. That's what my show is for. See, my show is for you to calm down. Today, we need to give Jerry Jones. We need to give Jerry Jones credit for making a solid hire. I didn't say it was a great hire. I didn't say it was the world's greatest coaching ownership. Listen, today, out of all the choices that you wanted, a lot of y'all still hurt by Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick is only about 12 to 16 wins away from becoming the all-time winningest coach in the NFL history. Based off that, ladies and gentlemen, there's no way he was coming to be a coordinator. Kill it. This man has been in power for over 20 years with New England. Why in the world would he subject himself to a lower level? That's not him. He's the greatest coach of all time. Why would he just want to be a coordinator? No, that's not what Belichick. Some of y'all still don't understand that. But out of the people that were left, some of you may have wanted Mike Vrabel. Hey, okay. I'm not going to argue with Vrabel. I think Vrabel's a good coach. But here's the thing, as I told you before. What coach was really going to latch on to a coach that you don't even know if he got a future? We very well could be looking at a lame duck coach in Coach McCarthy. He don't have an extension. I gotta take this hat off. Y'all making me hot now. Yeah, I mean, if I'm looking for a future, I don't want to be in the same position that I'm in next year, looking for a job, because if the Cowboys obviously don't do what I think they're going to, what I believe Jerry Jones wants, and we can't define it, but I would think at least, I know one thing is not going to be, a one and done will get him fired next year. Y'all know that. I don't even think that a division round would get it done. I really believe that in order for Mike McCarthy to keep his job, this is just me, you may think different. I believe Mike McCarthy has to at least make the NFC Championship game next year. And if he don't do that, he's gone. So why would a coach want to latch themselves to a lame duck coach? And I'm talking about the Mike Vrabels. I'm talking about these young coaches y'all want. Why would they leave stability and then come to instability? I don't think Mike McCarthy represents stability. I don't think so. I believe he's a lame duck coach that has to just about win to save his job. If I'm a defensive coach, I don't want to hang around that. Because see, when Mike McCarthy get fired, the whole staff get fired. A new coach ain't coming in here keeping everybody. Why you think Joe Witt left? Why you think, come on now. All these people they don't want to latch on. I almost want to say, why you think Dan Quinn left? Seriously. Nobody don't want to latch on to that. Now, if you're a coach that hadn't been in and willing to roll the dice, now you get the Mike Zimmers of the world. The book is already out on Mike Zimmer as it is. He ain't coached in 3 years. Dion had him in Colorado as a consultant, and I really believe that was just being nice because, of course, Mike Zimmer coached Dion, Coach Sanders, Coach Prime, and he just gave him a job to help out, but it was a consultant job. It wasn't the DC himself. He brought him in. Gave him some money. Just whatever that little salary was for being a consultant, he gave it to him. That was just being nice. That was his coach when Dion played in 95 here in Dallas when they won the Super Bowl. Love Zimmer. He did it. I just don't believe that this job this year is for people who would, be willing to roll the dice. That's what I think this defensive coordinator job is all about. And every single coach on this staff could very well be out of here next year if they don't win. And I'm talking about win, it all depends on what your version of win big means. To me, yours may be different. To me, I believe that the NFC Championship game is about as low as you can get. That's what they have to get to. Now, out of the people that were left, I believe, yes, even over Mike Vrabel, because he's about the last biggest name other than Rex Ryan, I believe Mike Zimmer was the perfect choice out of those three to be the defensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys. I think it's a solid hire. I believe it's a solid hire. His defenses have always played well. He's a 4-3, primarily a 4-3 defensive coach. Defense have always been in the top 10 with Minnesota all those years. Playoff bound, they've always been, in the mix. His only problem in that division was Aaron Rodgers was there. And, nobody in that division beat Aaron Rodgers, consistently. I don't even think Aaron Rodgers, did they even lose a division while Aaron Rodgers was there? I think Minnesota got it 1 year. And I believe that's because Rodgers was hurt. But other than that division belonged to Aaron Rodgers. Minnesota usually came in second. Detroit wasn't nobody until this year. And Chicago wasn't nobody. So that was it really was a two-man race because Green Bay would win 10, 12 games and the second place would have about 7 or 8. It is what it is. Zimmer is a good coach. Zimmer made an NFC Championship game before. Zimmer is a good coach. Very good coach. Comes from the Parcells tree. We all know what that means. Toughness, intensity. Most of you have seen all of these clips of Zimmer getting in folks' butt, telling them what he expects, getting in their face and all that kind of stuff. And, there's an argument that we've been saying for years is that we need toughness. That's what we've been saying. We need attitude. So you can have all the players in the world, but if they're lacking that it, that I don't want to say the it factor, but if they don't have that, I categorize as real dog in them. If they don't have the dog in them, then you just got a real talented person. And we are talented. There's no question about that. But we're missing something. And Zimmer presents let me say it like this. He presents the opportunity for us to have more attitude. Because that's his style. And styles of a defensive coach usually rubs off on the team. So it's a very, 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 very good hire. Now, here's my part that I want to talk about Mike Zimmer hiring. See, I don't care if you hire Bill Belichick, Jimmy Johnson, Buddy Ryan, whoever else you want to name, and put them all on the same coaching staff. I don't care who you put on there. If the front office does not give them what they need in order to compete at the highest level, we're just wasting time. That's what the solid hire, Mike Zimmer, very solid. This is the Dallas Cowboys off-season playbook that I'm getting ready to talk about. This is what happens every single off-season. You make the right hire, you get a real good coach in here. We ain't got to the draft yet. You get the draft going. Well, excuse me. You get free agency going. Then you get the draft going. And then we get around here and wait to training camp and off-season workout programs, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's the same playbook every year. Here's where the Mike Zimmer solid hires, I said. Here's where it won't make a difference in the world if this happens. What is that? If Stephen Jones gets in the way with his cheap flea market shopping that he does, I don't care who you get. You're going to be doing the same thing that you've done for the last 4 years. Because of who you brought in, here's the way it goes, ladies and gentlemen. Mike Zimmer ain't been in Dallas since 95. Mike Zimmer ain't coached in 3 years, I believe. Mike Zimmer is going to have a meeting with Will McClay. He's going to have a meeting with Stephen Jones, and I'm quite sure he's already talked to Jerry several times, and Mike McCarthy. Why is Mike Zimmer going to have a meeting, y'all? Because this is not Dan Quinn's defense anymore. They already had a file in the scouting department on what Dan Quinn likes at every position, this type of measurable. I want my cornerbacks, Dan Quinn said, I want my cornerbacks to be 6'1", blankety blank, whatever. I want my defensive linebackers to be blank, blank, blank. And I want my defensive tackles to be 6'6", 325. That's what Dan Quinn liked. Just because Dan Quinn put that and they got that file there, that doesn't necessarily mean that's what Mike Zimmer likes. So now they got to sit down with Zimmer and start, because it's a total different defense now. We're going to a 4-3 primarily. Now they got to figure out what Mike Zimmer wants. What type of player does he want at defensive tackle? Do you understand? Look, that meeting is probably already happened because they're getting ready for the draft and scouting players and all that kind of stuff. They went to the Senior Bowl without a defensive coordinator. Those were the guys they liked. When I say they, Will McClay, Steven, Jerry, those are the players they liked. But just because they liked it, that don't mean Mike Zimmer don't like it. Mike Zimmer is coming in saying, okay, for my defense to work, I need these type of dudes. That's football, y'all. And some of those dudes are in free agency. This is where This is where it's free agency in the draft. This because you're gonna have to get some defensive guys. We ain't got no linebackers. The Jones family definition of defensive tackles ain't Mike Zimmer. I can tell you that right now. Mike Zimmer got guys that eat ribeye steak sandwiches for lunch, breakfast, and dinner. They eat Twinkies in between. They big boys, 6'3", 350, 360. These are the guys like Dallas Cowboys. We like guys who can flex. You know, they can play safety, then they can play linebacker. They can play defensive tackle, and then they can play defensive end. No. Mike Zimmer, like, you my defensive tackle. You don't worry about nothing else. I don't need you worrying about how can you rotate and no. Your job is to be defensive tackle. You 6'3", 6'4", 360. You're in the middle. You ain't got to worry about nothing else. See, with Dan Quinn, you had to play safety. You had to play linebacker. You had to be big enough to do both. All this flex. That's the word we hear in Dallas. Even on the offensive side of the ball, which in some cases that is good, of course, on the offensive side of the ball. When you got a lineman that can play tackle and guard and all that, that's fine. Everything don't need to be flexed. Every position don't need to be flexed. No, this is what Mike Zimmer brings to the table. And they're going to have to find guys, whether it's free agency or the draft, that fits his scheme. If not, we just hired a solid coach who gonna fall into the hands of Jerry and Steven and do what they want. That's not gonna get it done. It's not. In other words, my opinion may not be yours. My opinion is you need to let your coaches coach and let these guys tell you what they need, and you need to try to get them. You talking about going all in? That's what y'all said. Now you know I don't believe it. I got a super chat here. I'm sorry. I see Big B Bird. I see all y'all comments. I just want y'all to know that I'm seeing them. I'm just on the roll right now. I can't talk, but if you do the super chat, I'll stop. B Bird said that flex, he said, is jack of all trades, master of none. Exactly. Joe, I see your comment just because I'm looking at them now. I will say yours. Joe says, so how long will it take for our defense to learn a new system? Another 3 years. I don't think that it would. I don't know. I don't know because a lot of them are familiar with it already. You know, we're gonna have to. You got to learn because it's a whole new system. I believe that Coach Zimmer would know this and will say, you know, I don't want them guys to be totally lost. I'm quite sure he will implement things that resemble what he already does in his system and keep it that way. But there are going to be some new things there. So, you know, he may not have too much long to build, Joe. It's like I said, if the Cowboys don't do what I think they're going to do, he ain't gonna be here anyway. He'll just be another lame duck defensive coordinator coach. Because whoever the new coach may be, if McCarthy does not make it next year, he's bringing his own staff. So he may not have the time, but you know, I don't know. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, and this is off subject. But there was something going around. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know. But a whole bunch of credible people were saying that Jerry Jones is entertained by the thought of Jason Witten being our next head coach. And don't ask me why I just said that, because it just came to my head, because I saw some credible people saying that. Now, it really don't make sense because he had already committed to McCarthy, but it's like, what? I ain't gonna say that. I don't even want to talk about that, y'all. Y'all don't comment on that because I don't know if that's 100% true. It just came out of my head. I'm sorry. I could talk about that, but I don't want to talk about it and waste time. Something that may very well may not be true. But put a pin in that and come back to me next year, and we may have to pull that pin out and talk about that. Well, anyway, so Joe, it goes back to what Jerry said. All this all in mess that they keep talking about, and they very well may be all in, but their definition of all in and the fan base all in are completely different. We already know that. See, when we say all in, what the fan base want is to spend money in free agency. Day one, day two. Derrick Henry is there, go get him day one. That type stuff. When we seen the last 6-7 years, we seen free agency for the Cowboys begin on day 10 of free agency with guys that you ain't never heard of. That's when Stephen Jones go to work. Ooh-wee! Man, this bargain shopping that I can do right here. Woo! Man, this flea market crackerjack free agents. Boy, we can get a lot of depth. See, the Cowboys do free agency for depth. They don't do it for impact. The Derrick Henrys, the Saquon Barkley's, the Josh Jacobs, the big fishes in the water. The big fish. We don't even put the bait in the water for them. We don't. Leon, don't laugh at me. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. I see you, Leon. I see the smiley face. These Toys R Us free agents. Jason. Stephen Jones goes into he goes into the showroom floor, goes through that door, and instead of looking at the car, he just walked right on by. Ask the salesman, hey man, y'all got any, if you're in Rolls Royces there, he go to the used car section in Rolls Royce and say, hey, do y'all got any Nissan Altimas in here? Y'all got any? He bypassed the Rolls Royce truck and he goes back, hey, I appreciate that. Yeah, I saw that. Do y'all got any Florida Explorers back there? But Mr. Jones, you're a millionaire. Do you want this new 2024 Rolls Royce SUV? No, man. Y'all got a Land Rover or something like that. Y'all got a Ford Explorer. Y'all got that back there. Oh, show me that room where but this is you're a millionaire, Steven. This truck is only $200,000 or $300,000. No, man, my price range is in 60. That's Stephen Jones. And see, this is why we can't do nothing. And if you're talking about running it back, who you running it back with? See if you're going to, let's just use receivers for instance. If you're talking about Brandon Cooks and CD, it's productive, but it can get even better. Better how, it don't necessarily mean you're going to get a big fish. It's just that you can find a number two that's going to give defensive problems. And Brandon Cook gave problems at the end of the year. He really did. He became extremely consistent. You can improve on that end. Michael Gallup shouldn't be here next year, but if you bring him back, like I'm saying, ain't nobody scared. Even if you bring somebody like Tony Pollard back, who got 1,000 yards. But we all know that Tony Pollard is not a number one running back. He's an excellent number two running back. He's not, he can give you some production as a number one, but we saw that. So if you bring a Derrick Henry in, that changes the entire way of defense play. Nobody is not scared of Tony Pollard. So you put a Derrick Henry back there, it automatically gonna bring me 8 in the box. It's automatically gonna leave somebody one-on-one in the receiver or tight end position. Sometimes Derrick Henry brings in 9 in the box. You put Tony Pollard back there, they just run the regular box. They ain't bringing in no 8 people. Stop Tony Pollard. Just one person changes the whole way that a defense plays you. Just the truth. I take my chances. If you're going to run it back with Brandon Cooks and CD, fine. Give me a difference maker somewhere else. You get Derrick Henry, guess what else that does? Puts it puts Dak under the center a whole lot more. It don't put Derrick Henry in the shotgun like you had Tony Pollard all year. I mean, come on. This is what that's what you call difference makers. A guy like that changes everything. It changes everything. Now you can move a Tony Pollard-like person, where he runs his style, back to a number 2 position. That's your thunder and lightning right there. Right now, we just got lightning. They don't get the ball enough to Rico, even though Rico was highly productive, and he's a little injury prone. We know that. But nobody's scared of Rico. A Derrick Henry scares everybody. Got all these all-pros on your offensive line. Give them Derrick Henry. Then watch. Look, Derrick Henry changes everything. Josh Jacobs changes everything. Saquon Barkley changes everything. The way that the defenses look at us. They don't want to go no one-on-one with CD Lamb out there. You put a Derrick Henry there, okay, you say, okay, and what? Well, I'm just saying that, okay, well, we're not going to put 8 in the box with Derrick Henry in there. We're too scared of CD Lamb. We're too scared of Brandon Cooks. We're too scared of Jake Ferguson. Okay, so you're going to line up with a light box with Derrick Henry back there? Pick your poison. We'll take it. Or Josh Jacobs. Or Saquon. Let a light box get up that end. If you're also scared of that, you keep your safeties up top, okay, then Derrick Henry finna run for 2,000 yards next year. That's what that one man does. These are, if you talking about all in, and you talking about trying to get to a Super Bowl or try to get to the NFC Championship game, that's the kind of move that just might get you there. Barring injury, of course. That's the type of moves that the fan base is talking about. It remained to be seen what Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones talking about. We will see. That'll happen a little bit later on. But I'm just saying. I'm really saying this. And y'all can argue with me all you want. It's just my opinion. That this year coming up is the year that Jerry, and I'm saying Jerry because if Stephen Jones do what he usually do, Jerry very well may have to risk getting jacked up on the wall again by Stephen. Y'all don't know that story? I'll tell y'all again. 1995. San Francisco 49ers just won the Super Bowl. Deion Sanders is there. Deion Sanders is a free agent. Jerry Jones immediately says, if I get Deion Sanders, that tips the balance back to us instead of the 49ers. Jerry signs Deion Sanders. The story is true. Stephen Jones, a young Stephen Jones, we talking 1995, jacks his own daddy up by the collar and put him on the wall. because Jerry paid Dion at that particular time a crazy amount of money. Stephen Jones goes off, jacks his daddy up, put him on the wall because he's mad because you done spent the money. First of all, I'm 51 years old. My father is still living. I wouldn't even, look, my hands, even today, are still in my pocket. I wouldn't even raise a finger to my daddy, right now. Because I remember the power that my daddy had. And I'm still scared of that. Today, my dad is 70-something years old. It ain't nothing changed. And my daddy right now came in this room and say, hey, sit down. I'm sitting down in less than 0.5 seconds. I'm sitting down. Y'all don't understand. Y'all can laugh at me all you want. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I still get flashbacks. I'm sorry for all y'all kids coming up now. If you're watching me, I grew up different. I'm sorry. When my daddy spoke, it wasn't no talking. It was yes, sir, no, sir. If he was talking, I didn't interject. Today, 51 years old, I don't do it. Y'all understand me? My daddy could readjust his pants. And you know, gentlemen, y'all know why we unbuckle our belt sometime and just readjust it, because we want to make sure our pants are where it's supposed to be. Well, my mind thinks something else. I'm sorry. When my daddy touched his belt, today, not today, y'all. Today, not yesterday. Today at 51, if my daddy touched his belt, I'm humbling myself. Quick. Do y'all understand that? Jerry Jones got jacked up by his sons, put on the wall for spending too much money. If I was Jerry Jones, boy, is something wrong with you, son? Okay. And that was the PG thing. I would have said something else. I ain't going to talk about that. But anyway, this is the Stephen Jones we're talking about. He was cheap back then. 1995. He was cheap back then. You know how he is now. See, Steve and Jared need to override him and say, sit down somewhere, son. You don't run nothing around here. This is my checkbook. This is my checkbook. It's mine. I write the checks. Huh? Yeah, Terry. I got a super chat. Terry says, my daddy would have been 79. I very got the same story. It just ain't no doubt. We know. Ultimate respect. You gotta take, hey man, sit down somewhere. I'm writing the checks here. I gotta win the Super Bowl. If Steven gets in the way with this mentality of trying to be the salary cap champion of the world, we're gonna be talking this same way again next year. And I get it. The coaches got to coach. The coaches had to come up with schemes. The coaches have to study the film. The coaches got to do all this kind of stuff. But there's also a belief that it's sometime you got to stack the deck. And I'm not saying go get all pros at every position. You ain't going to have the money to do all that. We all know Dak about to get paid. You're going to be limited in some areas. We already know all this. But that don't mean you can't sign one or two of them and get creative how you do it. You got all these contracts to be readjusted to free up money. Free it up. I hear you, T.A. Cowboy. It's the same thing. It's just the respect given to a parent. I hear you, T.A. Cowboys. It's just the truth. It's just the respect. This man jacked his own dad up. That's the first thing. See, I just came up different. I'm sorry. Let me go back to that. Steven, whenever you hear Steven talk, you say, well, Jerry said this. Jerry Jerry said. Jerry, Jerry writes the checks. Jerry, said this about the organization. Jerry. See, I wish my daddy was right here. I could bring him in and I could tell you. I could say, Daddy, when I was a baby and you told me what your name was and what you wanted to be called, what was it? And he would say right in this microphone, I told you to call me Daddy. That started at a baby. And to this day, 51 years later, you know what I call him? Daddy. I didn't call my daddy by his first name, never. Douglas Brooks Sr. I ain't never called that man Doug. Hey, Doug. Doug, gave me a birthday present. And, I ain't never called my daddy Doug. My dad would look at me right now if I said, hey, Doug. My dad would look at me right now and would look at me and say, you been drinking or what's going on with you? Huh? What? See this is too friendly for me. I don't know what Jerry done told his children. I don't know. And in fairness to Steven, I did hear him say in the interview that when he's at the house, he calls him Dad. I heard him say that, so he ain't got no reason to lie. But mine was 24/7. It ain't no at this place you Daddy, and then at that place you by your first name. No, it's 24/7 with my dad. Huh? When my dad is long gone, if I'm still here, it ain't nothing changed. Daddy. See, that's the problem. It's too much friendliness going on around here. Jerry need, as the authority figure, as the owner of the Cowboys, and as this man's father, need to tell him, sit your tail down. You don't run, this is my money, not yours. And if I mess it up, fix it. Every other general manager know how to do it. You learn how to do it. Go talk to the Rams. Go do all that. Call somebody. If I mess it up, fix it. Trying to win the Super Bowl here. Got time to be worried about if I'm the undisputed salary cap champion of the world. Are you crazy? Trying to win here. We ain't got time to be worried about are we 3.5 right, under the cap. Woo, yeah. They ain't getting no trophies for that. Let me move on. I'm getting upset. So again, you hire Mike Zimmer. You give Mike McCarthy, you didn't fire him. Pretty much we're going to try to, bring back most of our core people. That's fine. You got all pros everywhere. You got dang near Pro Bowlers in every position. I think we said 17 guys were named to the Pro Bowl. If I'm not mistaken, either 15 or 17. Good Lord. I mean, good God. What? That many Pro Bowlers? Okay. 9 all pros, either first or second team. What? We got all that, and then, huh? I mean, we ain't that far. We 12 wins 3 years in a row. We're not that far off. I get it, Shane. I see Shane. I see what you're saying. You just want to rebuild. You don't want to extend that. Yeah, but you're close. You're closer to a championship rather than, far away from it. Forget the rebuild. That no. We still got players here. We don't need to go back because there ain't time yet. Maybe about a year or two off if you want to go that route. Not now. We close. And what I've been saying is get you some more weapons that will carry you over the hump. I don't care where it come from. If it's a rookie that come in and is that good and like that's what Michael Parsons was. If you're going to get those type of guys as rookies, so be it. But if you're talking about some of these big fish in the pond, free agency, do it. Because their system don't work. We done tried that for last known how many years. It ain't got us nowhere. So you need to change stuff up. And if you're not willing to change it up, then maybe you need to do what Shane just said. Maybe you need to just start over. Try to rebuild or whatever the case may be. But you can't do it this same way we've been doing it. You just can't. It ain't gonna get us nowhere. We done tried that. All right? It is what it is. Now, let me get to this, and then I'll open up the lines for the last part of the show. I was highly frustrated, ticked off, extremely upset with the comments that Demarcus Lawrence made on First Take. I was extremely messed up about it. I was. And just in case you didn't hear it, I need you to hear it.
Mentioned how you wish your team was here. Mm-hmm. What happened and why your team isn't here?
All honesty, I think the main thing is who's burned out, man. Long season, team dominantly healthy throughout the season. The legs get tired.
Football.
Did y'all just hear that? Did y'all just hear that? How in the world you expect to win a world championship if you saying your very first playoff game in the playoffs and you say you burnt out? When you automatically know, even as a number 2 seed, you got to win 3 games to become the world champions. Because you're a number 2 seed. You don't have a bye in the playoffs. So you got to play on wild card weekend, the divisional round, then the championship game, then the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, 4 games. In order to win a world championship, you got to play 4 weeks. And to have the gall to come on national TV and say and speak for the team and say to born haters of the Cowboys, who you knew when you said what you said, you knew that they were going to eat that up and laugh at you. One more time, because I need to calm down. One more time. I just need to calm down. Let me say it one more time. Just one more time.
You mentioned how you wish your team was here. Mm-hmm. What happened and why your team isn't here?
All honesty, I think the main thing is who's burned out, man. Long season, team dominantly healthy throughout the season. The legs get tired.
Football rewards.
I would play with Jimmy Johnson and say, that's Law Nation. Law put that out there. I would say what Jimmy Johnson said about being tired, but I ain't gonna even do that. Ladies and gentlemen, that what D-Law said was totally ridiculous. It's an indictment on the team. It's an indictment on the coaching staff. Really an indictment on the whole organization. When you say stuff like that, if it is true. And I'm just sitting there thinking like, shoot, we got bigger problems in Dallas. We got guys who we think are mentally there. They're not there. They're not there. It really shows how weak we really are. We ain't heard that all year, what Demarcus Lawrence said. The game where you're supposed to be the most hype, it's the playoffs. Don't need no motivation. It's the playoffs. It's the playoffs. You don't need nobody to Ray Lewis you, to fire you up, and you don't need that. And instead of being locked in and focused and ready, this man comes and says, we burnt out. So when you walked out of the tunnel, headed into the field, and I might just call it what it is, excuse is that you were burnt out. When the real truth of the matter is this. You just got your butt kicked. That's it. Don't insult the other 52 that are on the team by saying they were burnt out. I don't believe that. Not everybody, no. Weren't burnt out. We just got our butt kicked. Stop using excuses out of all excuses in the world. Not that one. Don't say that one. That make us look like we are a team that's supposed to be drafted in the top 5 of the draft. You know, those are reserved for the worst records in the league. That when you say stuff like that, that's not good. So if I was Mike Zimmer, let's go back to where I started. If I was Mike Zimmer, I would call Demarcus Lawrence in the very first day and ask him, you good, man? Are you mentally here or what? Because you say you were burnt out. Is your energy up now? What? I know you're a little older. Do you still want to play this game? You giving your body, you had some real good years. But if you're going to play here with me, I need to know where you're at in your brain. I see what you said. We can't have that no more. I don't like the way you talking to me, coach. Get your tail to the sideline then. That's how Mike Zimmer is. I don't care nothing about your status here. I need to know. I need to know. If I'm Mike Zimmer, I don't want to talk to Michael Parsons first. I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to talk to Trayvon Diggs. I don't want to talk to Bland. I don't want to talk to nobody. Give me Demarcus Lawrence. First meeting as a Cowboy defensive coordinator. I'm talking to Demarcus Lawrence. If he's still here. And you know what? Y'all correct me, because if I'm not mistaken, the Cowboys have to make a decision on Demarcus Lawrence, if I'm not mistaken. He don't have to be on this team next year. Sometimes people are strategic too, y'all. Let me just go ahead and throw that up there. Sometimes people say things in order to get a reaction where people will look at you differently. Demarcus Lawrence has seen Randy Gregory, DeMarcus Ware leave Dallas, go win Super Bowls. Randy Gregory is playing tomorrow for the San Francisco 49ers, who have a chance to win the ring. Cowboy players leave here, go to another organization and win. Could it be, and I'm just throwing this out here, that Demarcus Lawrence said that on purpose? Maybe he's trying to get out of Dallas. Maybe. Maybe. He very well could be telling the truth, but if that's not the aspirations of Demarcus Lawrence, the one in the league, and if the Jones family decide that they're gonna buckle up D-Law one more good year and bring him in, let him play, then if Mike Zimmer need to be calling a meeting with Demarcus Lawrence immediately. You know, it's still fresh. We don't want to call him now. We'll give him maybe to July, maybe somewhere in that area there. And we need to have a talk with Demarcus Lawrence, see where he at in his brain, since he's so burnt out. I know you ain't used to playing past the wild card round, but this is what it takes to win the Super Bowl. If you burnt out now, guess what? You had another 3 games to go, and the third game would be the Super Bowl. So no. I had a problem with that. And then, of all people in the world to say that to, is on First Take with Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp. They're 2 known Cowboy haters. God almighty. See, I'm not giving the satisfaction to an enemy to let them know that I'm down. I'm going to fake it. I'm going to fake it till I make it. I'm going to fake it till I make it. I ain't about to let the enemy see that. I mean, I'm not giving them that type of information. Ain't nowhere in the world. I'm going to let you get the satisfaction of laughing at me. I'm just going to fake it. He gave Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp all the laughing material they need. Burnt out. Hell, you never get to the Super Bowl. It's just wild card weekend. What in the world you mean you burnt out? It's just wild card weekend. Burnt out. No, I believe there's an excuse. You just got your brains beat out. That's all. You got out schemed, you got out coached, and y'all didn't have no energy. And the reason why y'all didn't have an energy because Green Bay took the energy from you. That's the reason why. They sapped all the power out of you by kicking your butt all over the field at your house. Came into the house, took your money, took your china, took your bed out the house and let you just stand there and watch it. They beat your brains out. That's why you got burnt out. Got out schemed and out coached. Green Bay didn't drink the Kool-Aid. Green Bay said, wait a minute. Wait. Whoa. They got 6 defensive backs out here. Ain't got no linebacker. And we got Aaron Jones back here. Oh, yeah, we going to run the ball down their throat. That's what we going to do. We don't care nothing about no 6 defensive backs. They'll never get us in 3rd and long. Because every time we run the ball, we going to average at least 4 or 5 yards. So they'll never get us in 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, where that big old pass rush is going to come get us. Now we just going to run it down y'all throat. We're going to embarrass y'all. Y'all ain't going to put no big people on the field? Really? Y'all just going to have a save that linebacker? Really? You going to have number defensive backs out here? Oh, okay. Aaron, get ready, because you finna be the main today. We're going to run the ball with you all day long. That's all they did. It's called out coaching. It's called out scheming. I didn't get it, y'all. It irritated, that irritated me. All right, I'm done. You can call in right now. You see it on the ticker, 901-654-6853. You can call in now. I got about 27 more minutes. Let me see. I got more than that. Call-in line is open. If not, I'm gonna kick back up on that. There it is. See my brother calling.
Call from Coach Mar. To accept, press 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a minute, but my brother's in here. My brother is in the building. The one and the only Coach Marv is in the house. Everybody clap your hands. I want to before Coach Marr gets started, because I know he got a lot to say. I know he do. But before we there, big kudos to Coach Marr and his coverage of this season, working with our boss and Amp on the watch party with Boss Cowboy, and all his takes that he always gives. Outstanding job this year, Coach. We appreciate you in Cowboy Nation.
Yeah, man. I enjoy it, man. It's a different. I've been a Cowboy fan all my life, and getting into this, the YouTube Nation and the shows and following the Cowboys on a different level, other than this, just seeing things and watching games, but really getting into the conversations of our Cowboy fans has really taught me a lot about this organization and about this fan base. And it in some ways, when you see certain things, it's disturbing. In some ways, you see that the disturbingness, and I can't blame the fans as much, because I believe that the organization has sold us something that we almost have turned in. We don't even know it, but we have turned into like the Joneses. Mm-hmm. And we got a perception like they have, which we say we don't, but we do, because they have filtered our minds with certain things. And that leads into what I was saying. I've been saying big time since I've been talking about this many times, and it falls back to what we are hearing about from all these legends: Darren Woodson, Emmitt Smith in the past couple of days, Troy Aikman, even some guys that are not Cowboys, but Warren Sapp, all of these people, even Demarcus Ware, all of them are talking about, and they've all said the same thing I've been saying for a while. Talent is not our problem.
Nope.
Mentality and work, the biggest is the biggest thing about work. And I think sometimes we, as Cowboy fans, if we go out there and get the Derrick Henry and get this other guy, and we get the guy that they're going to say link to us. And we got to understand, when we hear that thing about link, that's somebody out there that probably is not a Cowboy fan. That's going to, anybody that's come out there, they're going to say link. They're going to say, because this was it, we just put the Cowboys name on there, and then we'll go in the uproar, and we'll get a guy, and then we'll get that guy. They say we get Derrick Henry, we get Devin White, and we get another big time defensive tackle, and we get them in here. Then we'll go, and the Joneses will push that, yes, we're doing stuff, right? And then we'll go to the expectations of our fan base, which jump from starting the season, we'll jump all the way to the playoffs. We'll jump all the way to the playoffs, we'll jump all the way to the championship game, and we'll be talking about Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Without any work in, we would just say, just because we got these guys, that's going to be the end all be all. And then we'll go to OTAs, we go through the draft, we go to OTAs, and then we'll get into training camp, and we'll see what we have been seeing. It hadn't had a tough training camp since Bill Parcells left. Mm-hmm. We'll go right back to what we call cupcake camp of training camp, right? Mm-hmm. And then our fans will start doing this. Man, we need to put a bubble wrap on guys. Man, they don't really need to play none, do preseason, or really practice hard, because we know what they can do.
Or practice it all.
You don't need to practice it all. We know what they can do. And the worst thing you can do as a coach is assume that what a guy has done, he can still do. Because it don't mean just because he's done something before that he can still do. It doesn't mean if you get some of these free agents that may be veterans, there is a reason why they're free agents. They may have great qualities, but there is something that they don't do like they did before is why they're on the street.
Yep.
So you got to know, as a coach, how do I find out what they can't do? I have to put them through stress. I've said this over and over again. As a coach, you got to be able to turn the temperature up on your team and stress levels if it's training camp, and I understand the rules have changed. But there's a reason why the 49ers and KC, I posted on Twitter, KC and 49ers, right?
Yeah.
They're well documented that they work harder in training camp and in practice than anybody else in the NFL.
Wow.
And let's look at KC. KC been, and I know people gonna say Patrick Mahomes, but it's not all about Patrick Mahomes. They've been in 6 straight AFC Championship games and 4 Super Bowls in the last 6 years.
Wow.
They got one guy on the defense that's getting paid a lot of money.
Chris Jones. That's it.
That's it. When they traded the guy, have we ever seen them go out and get big time free agents?
No, they turned him into a Snead. Just made a all-pro team, but nobody even heard of Snead until this year.
And they're playing this. And they're in the Super Bowl, and I think people don't understand. They had massive injuries in their secondary all year.
All year.
Some of the guys that started and going to start in the Super Bowl was not the starters at the beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm.
But are they dominant this year? No. Is it Patrick Mahomes? This would be the first team, if they're going to win a Super Bowl, that in 5 games this year, and the 6th game was in the AFC Championship, that they didn't score a touchdown, a point in the second half. You understand what I just said? They had 5 games this year that they didn't even score in the second half. But they're in the Super Bowl, and they ended with a defense. They got one other defensive stat that's really crazy. All year long, Big Show, you know how many plays they gave us over 25 yards as a defense all year?
Wasn't many.
4 plays over 25 yards in the entire season.
Unbelievable.
We gave us 6 against Green Bay. So, but why is it that? Why do it? Because there is a level of standard. We have had players, even Hargrave goes to San Francisco and they asked him early in the year, he's like, nah, man, it's different over here. They hit in practice during the season and they're practicing at a wide open pace. And he said, guys told me when I got here, there's a different standard here of how we go about things.
Yep.
See, losers make excuses. Winners set standards. They have a standard of how they do things, and they don't live off the thing about, oh, we got the guys here, we don't have to work. There's no reason, if I had you in a job, if you had a job, Big Show, and you had a company, and you said you had the best rated production, the best rated equipment, and had all the best equipment, and you spent a lot of money for the equipment. And then when you go back to the year-end stats, you never leave in production. Mm-hmm. And you say, well, what is the problem? Either the problem is your leadership skills to get the managers, to get the production out of them and hold those people accountability, and your employees are resting on we got this, and they're not working hard to make that produce great results. And that's just all this is about. Everybody is pointing to the same thing about mentality and effort and work hard. But we get in the thing is we think we're going to get players. Yeah. I leave you with this. You know, we always talk about the play chasing John Madden era, right? Mm-hmm. I was talking to a guy the other day, and he was a Cowboy fan, and I could tell by his conversation that he was a John Madden player. And I just asked him, I said, you play John Madden? He said, yeah, man, I play Madden. I said, your ideas about all these people we need to get, and it's all of a sudden it's about players, right? And you listen to the excuses that players make, because we talk about scheme. Scheme is an excuse for poor effort.
Yeah.
So when I say you talking about, yeah, you talking about these, I said, well, listen here. I said, you playing tournament? He said, nah, man. He said, I play a lot, man. I'm pretty good. I always talk. But he said, those guys are really good in tournaments. I said, I probably could get you in a tournament, and I would give you all a team that got all of the Hall of Famers on it. And I guarantee you somebody in that tournament, one of the champions in the tournament, can take one of the lowliest teams in the NFL and still beat you by 20 points.
Wow. Yep.
He said, well, yeah, probably. Well, they may be. I said, they may not beat you by 20. They might beat you by 1 point because they go to work on them joysticks. They really put in the effort day in and day out to know when to cut, how to hit the B button. They got their joystick thing in total lockdown of how to execute everything they do.
Yep.
You got the better players, but their execution and their work ethic on it is much higher than yours. And even though you got the better players, they're going to make the game close, and they're probably going to win.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying about the Cowboys. We're getting beat because when we have players say that they're tired, or we have players talking about scheme, we're not mentally tough. And the only way when you're going to find out if a player is mentally tough, you got to turn that temperature up on him in preseason, as well as in practice, as well as training camp, to see where his stress point is. Once they get to the point of the tiredness or getting beat down, then you're going to start seeing them break down mentally. Then you know how far your team is, and now you know how to turn them up, because when you get to the playoffs, you will know what temperature you can turn them up to. Those who sweat more in peace bleed less in war. And it's all about work. This focuses us all season. When we go out, Cowboy Nation, make no difference what we get. When we look at training camp and we hear about days off and no scrimmages against no other team, and then we ain't playing our guys in preseason, and we hear reports about we letting guys rest, or we hear reports that players talking about, man, we love playing for McCarthy because he really gets reserve our bodies and keeps us rested and keeps us fresh. This is what you get in the end when the heat gets turned up and then they start cracking because you don't know how far they can go. Just wanted to say that, man. Those who sweat more in peace bleed less in war. We need to start sweating. Appreciate it, Big Show.
Ooh-wee. Coach still there. He got on down on it. Ladies and gentlemen, you ought to put some hand clapping emojis. That's awesome. Coach Marv, I know you still listening, because I got a question. Now, you've already answered it. Well, I don't need it because I already know, because I can tell by your answer what it was. So I've held the banner for Will McClay and I guess in a sense Jerry and Steven as well, because what Coach Marv just talked about is where the problem starts. I don't think that the draft or that area where Will McClay, if you want to throw Steven in, and Jerry, they don't have a problem with getting players. Their track record shows whoever you want to get a credit to, and most of us will say Will, whoever you want to get a credit to, they have done well overall with drafting in the last, 10 years or so. So I always done pretty well there. So that, to me, that gets a check in the checkbox. The problem right then, that's not a problem. The problem is training camp. That's kind of what Coach Marv was saying. I've been saying this for the last 2 years. It's not that we're not getting the players. The track record says even with free agents we do get, we got too many Pro Bowl appearances and all pro appearances to say that that's not getting the job done. So Jerry, Steven, Will McClay, are exempt from that, from the players. Now, when we start talking decision, making, you can argue at that point. The problem is, as Coach Mars was just saying, and I've been saying it, the problem is when the guys who bought the groceries turn it over to the coach. Because it is the coaching staff that develops and schemes and all that type of stuff. They are the ones that do the product, do all the things for the product before you display it on a Thursday night or a Sunday afternoon or a Monday night. They are the ones. Jerry and Steven ain't doing that. Will McClay not doing that. They don't have anything to do with the film watching. They don't have anything to do with game planning. They don't have anything to do with practice scheduling. They don't have anything to do with it. They've done their job. They get the players and say, here you go. We got you some good prime rib here. Look at all these guys we got. Now it's on y'all. That's where the problem starts. See, when you get all this yip talking about mentally weak, I think I just saw something on Twitter, Facebook page, I forgot. I had to put it. I saw it while Coach Mars was talking, that I'm going to have to put up here. Everybody's talking. Everybody is talking. Matter of fact, I'm going to put that on before I get out of here. Let me do this. Be patient with me real quick. I'm going to show y'all what I just saw. And it goes with what Coach Mars was just saying. And Coach Mars, this just happened while you were talking. I just happened to look at my phone and saw this. And I'm finna put it up here. Now, this ain't in my notes. Ain't nothing in there. But I'm gonna show y'all that everybody now, the players at least, are becoming on the the same page. Let me get here. One CD Lamb and Michael Parsons are talking. Let me get here real quick. I promise you. Coach, I hope you see it here watching, because you didn't even see this unless you've seen it before. This just happened at 12:32 today. 12:32 in the morning, actually. Let's look at this. And really, without me really investigating this, yeah, it was great from Coach Mars, always dropping bombs, as always. But let's look at this little bomb here. Oh, y'all can't see that. Y'all can't see that. Let me see if I can. There we go. Okay, yeah. Okay, let's look at this. This is what CeeDee Lamb on the podcast with Michael Parsons. This is what he just said. He says Diane Parsons on the current Cowboys team. The CeeDee Lamb talking, said the talent is there. We got to have discipline and that will to win. So that means you don't have it. If you're saying that's what you need. We got to be together. That means you're not together. And we have to have the leaders. That means you don't have the leaders. Now, everybody say Dak is the leader. Now you're saying that we have to have the leaders. I feel like that was the difference, and it showed. CeeDee Lamb talking. I got to step up. You got to step up. He's talking to Michael Parsons. He says everybody has to step up. We got to all look in this mirror. We got to deal with this one. Parsons then comes back and says, we need to have way more accountability. I just think we let things slide too often because we know we're good. That's all about me, he says. I want to change the culture. I want to change the identity of what the Cowboys are. Cut the extra stuff out. I just want people to lock in for 22 weeks. 7 months can change your life, and I'm ready. So you got two all pros talking. I'm going to talk about this Monday, this tweet, because I'm just looking at it. But Lord have mercy. If you got CD Lamb saying, if you got CD Lamb talking like this, saying we need leaders, that means you ain't got none. Michael Parsons kind of contradicted himself, and I'll talk about that Monday because he said, cut all the extra stuff out. But that means you need to stop doing your podcast. If you want to be all football, be all football. You got other than 22 weeks, 52 weeks, and you got 30 weeks to do your podcast. I mean, if you're going to say that, then you got to be talking to yourself. So we'll see about that. But that's shocking right there. I ain't going to talk about all that now because I'm going to investigate that a little bit more and start dissecting. But that's what your two of your better players on the whole team were saying. It's almost like it was a facade. That's what Coach Marr was talking about. It sounded like a bunch of mentally weak guys. That may not very well be them, but that's what they're showing. And it's a shame that all this is coming out now. And everybody's pretty much on the same page. They're following the lead of what Demarcus Lawrence said. And it's becoming ridiculous now. There's no way in the world you win the Super Bowl like that. Shoot. You ain't going to win too many playoff games. See, talent can only take you so far. CD said it in that tweet, the will to win. You can't just this type of stuff got to be in you. It just, you can't press a button and all this show up. This dog that we keep talking about, that I keep talking about, this is the type of stuff that got to be in you. You just can't turn it on and turn it. This had to be a part of your everyday walk, at least while you're on that field. Ray Lewis was like this all the time. Y'all know that. It wasn't nothing fake about Ray. Ray was like that the whole time. You knew the will of him. And it pressed upon the whole rest of the team. Ain't no fake leader. See, the kind of leader that I'm talking about, it don't require guys. It don't require guys to be corporate, fake. This type of stuff got to be. Coach Mars sent a super chat. We'll say young players that don't know how to win Super Bowl need the coaches to push them in a way that they might not like, but it will help in the long run and will also save Jerry money. He would get more for less. I 1,000% agree with what Coach Marv just said. And then Joe says Jimmy Johnson's team had dogs. Well, the reason why they had dogs, Joe, is because the heat was always up. Some guys knew with Jimmy, you can get cut. That's just how Jimmy did it. The standard was there that you got to give me all you got. We got guys right now that get multiple weeks off because they don't want, because they figured out, we're better if he don't practice. Now, I ain't never heard that before. And I guess you can, there's an argument there to say, well, Tyron Smith, he lasted longer than what he usually have. Maybe it was because he didn't practice, but it's football, man. You don't get better by being on the sideline. You got to get your hands dirty. You got to get your hands in there. And if you can't do it no more, guess what? You just can't do it no more. You need to go and sit down somewhere. I hate to say that, but it's just true. So when you hear Demarcus Lawrence and you hear CeeDee Lamb, and you hear Michael Parsons say that, pretty much all are saying some of the same things. Then you hear Coach Marv say the same things that the players are saying, but Coach Marv, as he's always said, and I can verify for that, because Coach Marv been on my show for the last couple of years now, and he was saying this before they said it. So everybody's saying the same thing, and if they're saying it, that means in that building there's a. Can I just say it? There's a. Is it safe to say that it's a cancer there in the mentality? You have to do it all, and I'll talk about this on Monday. Maybe the pressure of a 1-year contract, essentially, a lame duck coach, may change all that. See, it's gonna look raggedy if Coach McCarthy is this way, and then Coach Zimmer is this way. It ain't gonna look right. If Mike McCarthy is a player's coach, and then Mike Zimmer is a no BS type coach, that ain't gonna work. That's not gonna work. Dan Quinn was a player's coach. Coach McCarthy leans more to me as a player's coach. At least they was on the same page. Didn't get you nowhere. It got you 12 wins, but they didn't get you where you really want to go. You can't have two different dynamics like that on the team. Maybe the pressure of 1 year left might very well bring that, because they're going to coach their butt off because they want to keep their job. I know Coach McCarthy do. So you're going to get the best out of him this year, whatever that may be. It's going to be the best, because he don't want to just say, well, I don't want to coach anymore. No, he want an extension. So you're going to get the best out of him, which may require him have to change his style. Since everybody admitting that they not right in the head, or they don't have leadership, well, this is the job of the head coach now to become the leader, since there are no leaders, as CD said. And that's another whole conversation in itself, because we done heard for years that this is Dak Prescott team. CD come out and say we ain't got no leaders. Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about that. See, I've always said, let Dak be the man of the year, the NFL man of the year. Let him do that, like he was a couple years ago. Let him do that. Let him get dogs out the tree and save cats and save crickets in the grass and all that. Let him do that. If that's him, let him do that. But don't jump out there talking about he's the leader. No, this team, it needs dogs. That's Super Chat Terry says, is the front office intimidated by alpha male dogs, ballers, rough riders that they can't control? I think so. I've been saying that all the time. That, their guys are the Sean Lees of the world, the Jason Wittens of the world, the Jason Garretts of the world, the Tony Romos of the world, the Zach Martins of the world. Zach is a great football player walking into the Hall of Fame, but he's not boisterous. He's not a rah-rah type dude. He just go out there and just beat your brains out. He just go out and go to work. That's what his what his resume is gonna say. He just go ahead and whoop you. But he ain't the rah-rah type, Ray Lewis type dude. They don't want they want corporate guys. The guys that play the right way. Those type dudes. That's what they like. We're not used to it. See what I'm saying? But I'm disappointed. When I came in, I had Demarcus stuff loaded up, but when Coach Marv was talking before, it just came across my phone. I had to look at and see what I saw, and that just further depresses me. I can go another whole hour talking about this. This is not good. And it's best that we go on get this mess straightened out now, or try to at least. Don't since they airing out the dirty laundry, you got time enough to clean it. But it's some stuff that got to change. CD really messed me up with that one. I mean, we ain't got no leader. Everybody kept saying for the whole year, this Dak is our leader. Dak is the what? CD said, I got to step up. So in other words, I'm not taking a back seat anymore. Michael said, he told Michael, you got to step up. I think could it be so much respect for Tyron Smith, so much respect for Zach Martin, so much respect for Dak Prescott that they decide to take a back seat? I'm just throwing stuff out there because when you say stuff like that, it raises a whole bunch of other questions. The coach ain't the leader, that's for sure. He too nice shaking hands, saying, "Oh, Tyron, we got you. Don't worry about practicing. You just stay right there. No, we know you're hurting. You don't have to practice at all. You're an all-pro. You're an all-world tackle. You're a walking Hall of Famer. Whatever you want to do, you just do that. Just stay there. You've earned enough credit. What have you done for me lately will never be asked of you. We're still leaning on what you did 8-9 years ago. You're good with us." And then we got some of us are saying like, "Hey man, we don't want to hear that mess." See, I come from a time, and I better leave this alone. I come from a time where if you don't practice, you don't play. That's what I came from. That's what I came from. If you don't practice and you're able to practice, you don't play. That's what I always. If I was coaching now, that's what I would be going back because it works. Coach Marv, you're making me upset because you got Monday show, ladies and gentlemen. We got to talk about this. Monday show, we got to talk about this. It's trouble in Dallas. Is the way I'm looking at it. It's not good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me just give you another look at the NGBN network, and I'll come right back.
Any longer. Men are in need of community, brotherhood, and a place to call home. The time is now, and that place is NGBN TV. Powered by men just like you, dedicated to launching a one-of-a-kind streaming TV network for men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. Our goal is to inspire, entertain, celebrate, educate, and support men. The NGBN TV sneak peek is launching January 29th. We need you on this journey with us. Ad rates at NGBN TV will never be this low again. So join our movement on NGBN.TV and contact us today. NGBN TV, a network for men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, coming January 29th.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, listen, I hope that you will download the NGBN TV network. We're just trying to save men's lives, and from this angle, as far as podcasting goes and other shows, mental health shows. Maybe need some of the Cowboys to watch some of these mental health shows we got on this network. If they let you weak, I don't know what's going on. We got inspirational shows. Then, of course, we got the sports shows, and that's the department I work in for the network, where we talk sports here. And then, of course, this show, what it do. All right, Monday night. I'll see you guys in a couple of days. Monday night. I think we already kind of know where I'm leaning for talking. This Monday night, we'll see again. Again, Coach Marr want to close it out. I see with the last super chat, he says, Big Show, these players cannot lead this team to a championship. Even Brady had to be taught what it takes to win. Well, if that be the case, Coach, that means coaching. And if that be the case, I'm not sure Mike McCarthy is that dude. If this was a TV show, we'll be saying to be continued. And it will be. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, I tell you what. No, I'm not going to. I tell you what, we out of here. See you Monday, 7 p.m. Central Time for the one and only. This has been the Big Time Show. All right, we about to get off on for overtime. Y'all stay right here. I'm about to go to the channel. And y'all can stay because I think we need to talk about this because y'all here. And we are off of the channel. Right now, we are on YouTube. We are on Facebook. And we're still on Twitch. All right. Y'all still here. Y'all are still here. I'm off the channel. We're going a little overtime today because y'all got me thinking now. All right. We free. I'm off to the at work. We just on YouTube. We're on Facebook. And we are on Twitch and Twitter. Yeah. We still here. All right. I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna roll because I'm messed up now. I'm messed up. Coach Marv, everybody, listen. Let me just go on and do it now. We're off of the NGBN network. We're clear on that. $5 minutes, I guess. I don't know. Y'all talk to me. What y'all think about what Parsons and CD said? Coach Marr hit the bang. It's ugly. It's ugly, y'all. Matter of fact, I'm gonna save it to Monday. I'm sorry. I'm gonna save it to Monday. This is not good, y'all. This is not good. I need y'all to do it. Let's do homework together. Then I promise you we go. Let's all look and research this mess that we just read about from CD and Michael Parsons. Come prepared to swing for the fences on Monday night. Because we need to, there's a message that needs to be sent to Dallas. Because there's too much softness going on right now. It really is. It really is. It really is. It's too much softness going on in Dallas right now. All right. Okay. I tell you, no, I ain't gonna do OT, Terry. I'm gonna get off here. All right. Save it for save it. Spread the word, y'all. I'm coming back Monday. We gotta talk. This is ridiculous. That just messed me up, y'all. All right. Appreciate y'all. I'm out of here.